Hi everyone, it's Duchess. Here's a hot take. Animal Crossing New Horizons absolutely sucks. I know. It was supposed to be our pandemic savior, right? The hype was real and we all wanted to believe. But let's face it, this isn't the Animal Crossing we deserved. Remember New Leaf on the 3DS? Now that was a masterpiece. New Horizons though, it's like Nintendo forgot what made the series great in the first place. Sure, they dangled some shiny new features in front of us whenever they released a seasonal update, but once you scratch the surface, you realize how much is really missing. It's as if they served us a half-baked cake and expected us to be grateful for the frosting. In this video, we're diving deep into why New Horizons falls flat compared to its predecessor. Trust me, you'll never look at your island getaway the same way again. Let's unpack this disappointment of a game, shall we? Back in March 2020, the world felt like it was teetering on the edge of uncertainty. In that chaos, the promise of a new Animal Crossing game shone like a beacon of hope for me. I'd practically grown up with Animal Crossing New Leaf on the 3DS, sinking countless hours into it daily for months on end. Fresh out of high school and taking a gap year before diving into the college application frenzy, I had time to spare. Well, maybe too much time. So, New Horizons? It was supposed to be my grand finale, a last hurrah of carefree gaming before I plunged headfirst into the whirlpool of adult responsibilities and new challenges. Launch day arrives, and I'm practically first in line at GameStop holding my copy of New Horizons. Booting up the game, I'm over the moon. The visuals are stunning. Vibrant colors pop off the screen, familiar faces like Tom Nook and Isabelle greet me warmly, and the prospect of building my island from scratch has me buzzing with excitement. At first, it's a whirlpool of progress. Nook's Cranny? Check. The museum? Check. Able Sisters? Absolutely. And then, that's it. The well of new shops runs dry. I'm left completely dumbfounded. Where's the roost in this cozy atmosphere? What about the pulsing beats of Club 101? And what about Rossetti's secret underground base? He's been reduced to a phone call only character. It hits me like a ton of bricks. All those beloved stores from New Leaf, the ones that gave the game its heart and soul, are just gone. And that's the problem with this game. New Horizons hits a wall, and it hits it hard. Once you've ticked off all the boxes, the game runs out of steam. But New Leaf, that game kept me hooked for months, with all of its fresh features, unexpected buildings, and the fact that there was always something new around the corner. But in New Horizons, once you've unlocked everything, which doesn't take long, it morphs into a glorified island dress-up game. Sure, that might work for some people, the aesthetics crowd, the interior design enthusiasts, but that's just not what Animal Crossing is supposed to be about. It's like the soul of the series got lost somewhere between New Leaf and New Horizons, and we're left with a pretty but hollow shell of what once was. At first, those seasonal updates seemed like a breath of fresh air. I bought into the hype, thinking, this is it, the game's about to get better. Nintendo was throwing around big promises, new content, fresh DIY recipes, exciting seasonal events. For a while, I was all in, riding that wave of enthusiasm. The news surrounding the community was churning out hope. There were going to be updates all year long, which meant new shops were just around the corner, right? Well, yes, but also a hard no. Yeah, they tossed us a few bones. The swimming mechanic? Cool. The roost finally showing up? About time, even if it was crammed into the museum instead of getting its own building. But beyond that, nothing. Maybe I'm brain farting really hard right now, but I can't remember any other game-changing addition that came after the roost. Maybe my memory's fuzzy because by that point I was already checking out. My interest in New Horizons was fading faster than Rossetti's patience. Desperate for a genuine gaming experience after the New Horizons letdown, I found myself crawling back to New Leaf, and immediately it hit me. New Leaf has a soul. You can feel the love and care poured into every part of the game. Just fire up that title screen and let the music wash over you. That's all the proof you need. The game's got something special, something that goes way deeper than pretty graphics or catchy tunes. Each villager is a masterpiece of personality. Even after sinking over 100 hours into it, New Leaf kept surprising me. Remember stumbling across that scoutmaster who gave out badges on random nights? Or discovering you could sit down by your OG mayor tree and watch the credits roll? You can't fake that kind of charm. These little touches are love letters to the players, hidden all over the game like Easter eggs. Now, I can already hear some of you saying, hold up, Duchess. If you haven't touched the game since the Roost update, aren't you missing part of the story? Things might have changed since you last played. And that's a fair point, to be honest. It's not outside the realm of possibility that New Horizons has undergone some serious changes in the 4 years since its release. So in the spirit of fairness and for the sake of this video, I dusted off New Horizons and booted it up for the first time in nearly 2 years. 10 minutes back on my island, and I can confirm this game still sucks. 2 years away and Isabelle's big news? Hey, collect some seashells, summer's almost over. Groundbreaking stuff, Isabelle. My house is a Roche motel, but that's nothing unusual in an Animal Crossing game, and the island looks like it's been frozen in time, with a few scattered sticks being the only sign that time supposedly passed. My villagers, frozen in place like some bizarre island mannequin challenge. Not a single soul had the decency to pack up and move out during my 2-year ghost act. This right here is New Horizons' fatal flaw. Everything just stops. It's an island limbo. New Leaf, on the other hand, had a pulse. Life marched on, with or without you. I still remember the heartbreaking moment of logging in to find Wolfgang, my favorite villager, had up and left during my first hiatus with the game. I was so crushed, I deleted my save file and started from scratch. But New Horizons? It's a time capsule sealed against all change. Coming back after a break feels less like a homecoming and more like opening a dusty old toy box, and even that is more heartwarming than this game. It's downright embarrassing coming from Nintendo's A-Team. They took a simple but charming game concept and watered it down to a bare-bone microorganism. It's like they distilled all the joy out of Animal Crossing and left us with, well, nothing. Let's call a spade a spade. New Horizons is the biggest flop in Animal Crossing history. City Folk and Wild World look like masterpieces in comparison. Heck, I get more kicks out of the original GameCube Animal Crossing than this island snooze fest. The truth is that this game only scored big because we were all going stir crazy, desperate for any distraction from reality. We would have praised watching grass grow if it came with a cute soundtrack. But the honeymoon phase is over. 4 years of hindsight has stripped away those rose-tinted glasses, and we can finally see New Horizons for what it truly is. A train wreck of mediocrity from the so-called kings of gaming. It's like Nintendo, the Michelangelo of video games, decided to phone it in with a finger painting. It's a slap in the face to fans who expected greatness from the most revered name in the industry. Look, I wanted to love New Horizons. We all did. But 4 years on, it's clear as day, this isn't the Animal Crossing we deserved. It's a hollow shell of what made the series great, a pretty facade with nothing behind it. Nintendo took our nostalgia, our love for the franchise, and served us up a lukewarm bowl of mediocrity. New Leaf set the bar sky high, and New Horizons couldn't even clear the ground floor. It's time we stop making excuses and call this game out for what it is. A massive letdown that tarnishes the legacy of one of gaming's most beloved series. Animal Crossing deserved better. We deserved better. And that's my take on this. Thank you for watching the video. If you're someone who loves exploring the depths of the gaming community, hit that subscribe button below and turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. See you guys later.